Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of this ongoing story of my journey through motherhood with MS. In this part of the journey, I want to talk about kind of how hard it was to go from being the mother I thought I'd be in my mind to actually being the mother I am or am able to be. And so to start off, before I was pregnant, before I knew I had MS, I always had this vision of being the mother who could do it all, the wife who could do it all, that I could work, I could cook, I could clean, I could take care of the kids, multiple kids. I had this vision of having 3 kids. I had a vision totally different than what was really even realistic for any mother, regardless of having a chronic illness or not. But it really made it difficult for me before I was even pregnant, when the reality sunk in that if I was going to have a child, I was not going to be able to be the mother that I thought I'd be. And even thinking that and knowing that, it still was not nearly I didn't have the same impact as actually experiencing it. And I don't think any mother or any parent is fully prepared to be a parent. They say it's going to be hard, and they know it's going to be hard because that's what everybody tells them. That's what your parents tell you. That's what everybody says. Like, it's challenging yet rewarding. Challenging yet rewarding. It's difficult, but it's the best experience you'll ever go through. It's this, it's that. But until you actually experience it, you never really know how challenging it can be. And then going through those challenges would be enough. But then being a mother with a chronic illness like MS is thrown into the mix, and it's totally a game changer. And for me, it was a game changer because I was a mother who was not able-bodied. So the smallest things that I could do before without even thinking about it, that were just second nature, that in my mind, when I was envisioning sort of what it would be like to be a mother, I never even thought of these things as being an issue because they were so second nature. And one of the best examples I can think of is just how much of a struggle it was for me to get Landon to his doctor visits. And it was more of a struggle than it probably could have or should have been if I just would have accepted the help when it was offered. But I didn't want to accept the help. I wanted to be that mother. I wanted to be the mother who took my own child to the doctor. It's not a great feeling to think or to know that your mother or your parent has to take your child and has to do the things that you are supposed to be able to do as the mother of the child. It's not easy, and it's not easy to come to grips with realizing that. So for a long time, I was the one that would take him to the doctors, and it was challenging from the moment I woke up. It was an all-day affair. I know, and you probably know if you go through this, how challenging it is to dress yourself. Now I had to dress myself, and dress Landon, and pack his diaper bag, and get him in the car, buckle him in, get myself out to the car and him out to the car first of all. I had to drive there to the doctor's office, and that's a task in itself. And then once we were there, it was getting him out of the car seat, into the stroller, and then it was the long trek into the building. And by long trek, I mean like maybe 30 meters, like not far at all. But when you can't walk 2 steps on your own, when you can barely stand for 2 seconds without feeling like your body is going to crumble to the ground, and when you live every single day in excruciating pain, trust me, 30 meters is like a marathon. And it's not easy. And it wasn't easy for me to get him into the doctor's office. I remember having to grip onto the stroller, and I remember trying to look perfectly fine, like I'm just walking with the stroller, just like any other mother. But I'm dragging my feet, and it's clearly difficult for me, and I'm gripping with every ounce of energy I have just to get into the building. This isn't even into the doctor's office yet. This is just into the building. Then I get into the building, I have to get to the doctor's office, I have to get him all checked in, then I have to get into the examination room, get him undressed while standing, then after they're done everything they need to do, get him dressed again, get him back out to the car, into the car, loaded, back home, and then back into the house. So just one doctor's visit would wipe me out for the entire week, if not more. And in the beginning, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it myself, just like I wanted to be able to, and I did envision this part about just being able to walk around carrying him. And that's something I wasn't able to do. And that was really hard. And then I thought, oh, I'll just use one of those carrier things, and then realized how difficult it was to get them on. And then Landon wanted nothing to do with it. Like, he didn't want to be constricted in any way from the moment he was born. He never wanted to be swaddled. He hated those carriers. So right away I knew that wasn't an option. But, I didn't give up. I wanted a way of being able to transport my child around the house. So I used a stroller in the house, and I used a stroller to get him to get changed or to get a bottle or whatever I needed. Even if he wasn't in it, even if he was napping, I would still use the stroller, because at that point I didn't have a walker, and it would help me to get around the house. And so I remember just everything had to be modified. There was never just one simple thing where I was like, yeah, that's probably how every other mother does it. No, it didn't happen that way. And it wasn't until I really came to the realization that this is going to be the mother I've become, not the mother I thought I'd be. I'm not going to be able to be the one that carries the car seat by myself, or carries Landon around the house, or makes all his bottles, or feeds him all the time. I'm simply not going to be able to, because I was dealt cards that I didn't see coming, that were very unwelcomed, but they're here. And at any point in our journey, we have to get to the point of first realization and then acceptance. And that acceptance doesn't mean that we don't hope for a better future, or we don't hope that one day things are going to be easier. Of course we do. We always do, and that will never end, because that is part of the fight. But also part of the fight is realizing your limitations and your restrictions at the time and finding ways to get around them. It's not giving up. It's not just saying, okay, I won't transport him around the house. It's just finding a way to make it work. It's not saying, I just will never change a diaper. It's finding a way to make it easier. And that's how every day was spent. I remember, like, every day, the minutes were accounted for. Like, I had to have everything planned out. Like, if I was getting up to go to get a glass of water, I would, in that same trip, get a bottle to bring back for him, even if he wasn't drinking it right away. If I knew it was going to be within the next few minutes, then I would know I would save myself a trip if I got it then. It got to the point where I had to just deal with dirty diapers being beside me on the couch, because that's where I was able to change him. I didn't change him on a change table, and I just had to deal with those diapers being there until I knew that, in 15 minutes, I probably would have to get up to go to the bathroom, and then I would take the diapers then. And then on the way back, I would maybe pick him up a new outfit to change him in. And then on the way to something else, I would do something else. And like, everything was so methodical. Everything was planned out. And so not only was it physically exhausting, it was mentally exhausting every single day, because nothing was simple. Like, it wasn't even simple for myself to get to the bathroom. And then getting to the bathroom at the point he's crawling and he's following me, and I'm trying to pay attention to what he's doing, yet not fall myself. So that was really difficult, but asking for help and accepting help was something that was really crucial for me, and still remains a crucial part of me being a mother. I can't do it all on my own. No one can do it all on their own. Even if they pretend they can do it all on their own, they can't. There's never a mother I've ever really met and gotten to know that has just been able to do every single thing on their own. Everybody needs help, and people like us who have a chronic disability, we need it more, and don't be afraid to ask for it. If there's one other thing I can say and that I've learned, is that we struggle so much in so many different aspects of our life. And just take an example of walking up 2 steps. We know how troublesome that is for us, and it is just as, or almost just as, troublesome for the people watching us go through it. And there are so many aspects of our illness, like the the pain and the inability to do things, the mobility problems, everything, so many things that people can't help us with. And I know for my husband and my parents and friends, they just so badly want there to be something that they can help us with. They look at us struggle, and the struggle is real for them as well, and they go through it along with us. And if there's anything that they can help us with, if there's anything they can do that they feel is making our day easier, trust me, they want to do it. So do them the favor. Do yourself the favor first, and do them the favor second of allowing them to help you, because it's great for both sides. So I know it's not easy, especially at the beginning. You want to be that mother you always thought you'd be, but you got to come to grips with the fact that it's just not the way it's going to be, and it's because of the cards we've been dealt. And it doesn't mean you're not going to be a great mother or have a great relationship with your child. It just means it's going to be a little bit different. So just prepare yourself for it and then move forward, and you're going to be fine. So that's it for this video, and there should be one or two more, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.